Hi, welcome to Air Cargo Update. This is Irshad. Once again, we welcome Miss Vivien Lau. She is Chief Executive of Jardine Aviation Services. So we'll talk about ground handling services today. So coming to ground handling, it is a critical aspect of aviation industry these days, but it often faces challenges in recruiting and retaining the skilled staff. In your experience, what are the main hurdles in this area, and how do you believe these challenges can be effectively addressed?
I think now the critical challenge is really we are coming out from the pandemic, and then so most of the airport, in particular in my region, we are just open our borders. So we are going through the recovery phase very this recovery phase is come with a lot of challenges. Mainly the reason why is during the pandemic, this aviation industry or the ground handling sector is being considered as a high-risk industry. There's no job security during the past 3 years, but then suddenly, when the flight resumes, so we are, in strong demand of calling back all the manpower, but then somehow people lost the confidence. And also I think it takes time for the industry to be booming again so that it can attract or let the young people to see it is a promising, they can develop their career in this industry. But it really takes time. So personally, I see that after this recovery period, so it may take 2 to 3 years to really, we are rebuilding our sector. And then we can then once again attracting the new joiner to commit themselves in this industry.
When you spoke about new joiners, how do you think they are going to get along the lane? I mean, like, is there any special training programs for them in each companies or the industry in whole? Because IATA is doing a great job looking after the aviation industry and its regulations and training purposes. So what about companies in particular? Maybe it's your company or maybe any companies that's there in US or in Middle East. Is it actually focusing on the newcomers, training them and making them to actually become the experts in the field?
Yes, and new joiner is definitely our key focus, because that they will be, once we can recruit them and then we can provide them sufficient training, then they can become the future workforce that are contributing to the company. And also honestly, I do think that the people in this industry are really expertise and very knowledgeable, and it's in addition to a lot of classroom training provided by IATA, even for in-house training we provide a lot, and they also have to go through the on-the-job training, and also there's the job experience or how they react to different crises or flight disruption situation, make them more experienced and also developing their expertise knowledge. So all these are very important and crucial. And then so I'm seeing that it is really critical to keep all these people with a wealth of experience in this industry rather than letting them go. And you can imagine for a new joiner to become more experienced, it could be easily 5 to 10 years experience. So we can't afford to lose them again. And on the other hand, we're desperate to recruit a new group of people to join this industry.
That was a great point you made. Aviation industry in whole, whenever it comes to a discussion in global level, the global standards play a vital role in ensuring the safe and efficient ground handling activities, operations basically. From your perspective, how important it is for the industry to embrace and implement these standards consistently?
I think for this the standard is we really rely on some key organizations like IATA, also the Civil Aviation Authority in respective country to really set the standard. I think this standard is also what make people like us working in this industry very proud. Aviation is different. Why it's different? Because we have high standard, we have high regulation, and also we're ensuring safety and security is our top priority. It really defines us against other industry, and also this is what keeps us motivated to work in this very prestige industry. So it's really set by the high level, and then also all the key players are really buy into it and then comply with it, and then people are taking proud in following it or complying with all those regulations. So I think this make the whole things work quite effectively.
That's what you said. The key players basically maintaining the standards makes this industry prestigious.
Yes,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Technology. Well, talking about technology is rapidly transforming various industries, and ground handling is no exception for that. With the rise of digitalization and automation specifically, how do you envision these advancements improving sustainability, efficiency, and safety in ground handling processes, operations?
Yeah, I believe technology must be the way to go for this ground handling industry. And also we mentioned about the manpower challenge that we are facing. So I think in long term, we do need to mix with some automation or automated process to facilitate our day-to-day ground operations. While the people, we will be more preserved on the customer interface services, whilst at the back end, operation activity, we try to automate them whenever possible. For example, passenger check-in. So I think now in Asian country, including Hong Kong, we are still deploying a lot of counters to serve customers when they're doing the check-in process. But I can see that in near future and fairly quickly, once the automation process, all the an app and also all those process become more mature, then that will be also encouraging a lot of people use their self check-in. So that will also help to speed up or make the industry more efficient.
As you said about the self check-in and check-in processes of the passenger, there is one issue coming into light. I mean, like the baggage system issues, or the baggage mishandling has been a long-standing issue that affects both the airlines as well as passengers. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. I mean, like how emerging technologies like real-time bagging, tracking, and electronic bag tags can help reduce the number of lost or delayed bags.
Yes, and baggage handling is always a challenge. And also, but we believe that this is also where the technology could be able to help. I deploy a team in our baggage and handling team, but then most of them, they are basically working in front of a computer because handling some complaint, keep tracing. But I do have a question: how much we can automate them, or can we, apply a device to, keep tracking the baggage, and then can we deploy a ChatGPT to respond, instantly to the customer inquiry? I think at the end of the day, for this baggage and handling, if we can handle it better, is the communication. Sometimes customers are complaining because they don't know. And then our staff are also, they don't know, they're trying to search, right? So these two unknown matched together create a lot of, misunderstanding. But if we can, all those information can be, we can connect all those information together, I think things will be easier. As long as we know where it goes, I think it eases concerns. Just like e-commerce shipment, right? You may not need it, the next day or next hour, but as long as you know it's on the way to your house, you're fine if it's receiving next week. So I think it's the process, the transparency, and the communication.
The tracking especially, it has a major signal, because the customer or the passenger, he will like, my bag is moving there, my bag is here, and it's going to
They just
receive.
want to know. They may not need it instantly.
That's great. Looking ahead, how do you see the future of ground handling evolving in terms of technology and the workforce requirement? As you said, there is a issue with the workforce issues. I mean, also on the part of sustainability. How do you see the future?
I think for the ground operation, it's proven to be more important. So I think in the past we may be focusing, more on the airline operation in the aviation industry. But I think coming through the recovery phase, we know the importance where the ground operators are playing. So going forward, technology, as I mentioned, that will be the way that keep us to make our work more efficient, and so that it can also relieving and our staff to be more customer interface. I think we do need to, give the best customer service and to our customer, to the passengers using the airport. On the other hand, for all those, we are operating on the ground and RAM operations. We are also helping, contributing to the carbon zero mission. So all those sustainability and also all those green initiative, we are also trying to take part, because our coverage is really broad. It's not only single location focused.
Thank you, and that's all for today. Thank you for joining with us.
Thank you, Sean.